up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Way up, pray up. On track, now we going way up. Way up. Now we going way up. Now we going on track, now we going way up. Way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. Keep the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, just the 7 seas. I deal with life different, make that limit squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we going way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Way up, pray up. On track, now we going way up. Way up. Now we going way up. Now we going on track. Now we going way up. Way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. I got his.
I think I've heard that intro song probably like 69 times, and it still freaking slaps. It still slaps. It's Wednesday night. It's Board TV, and I'm here with one of probably my oldest friend in the space, Mr. Squirtle. How are you this fine Wednesday evening, good sir?
No complaints. Doing good. Solid day of work, you know.
Yeah.
Doing good.
Picking up that shovel and getting some work done. If you don't know, I don't know how you miss it if you've watched us talk, but Squirtle is a part of the Other Page team as well. And they had that awesome AIP go through a couple weeks ago. Feels like it was a year ago now. And I know you were sweating it at the time, but again, just another congrats to you, my friend. I know you guys have been really grinding it and creating amazing things and tools for people like myself that really like the collector side of things and create their own collector page, which I think is just dope. You can show what you collect, you can show what you love, and you can flex it too. So I love it. Again, congrats to you, my good sir. We also may have another friend pop in here later, and that's what we like to do here on Board TV with our somewhat new formatting. Also, next week, I'll go ahead and prime it. We actually have Vaughn Frunton coming in next week as a special guest to talk about literally today. He actually, in the Welcome Ape space, he announced that he had quit his Web 2 job of 20 years and was going full-time Web 3, which is pretty freaking dope. But if you know anything about Vaughn Frunton, he has definitely been somebody that's extra, super active in the community. And he also has a MBA Vanga, which is some clothing. And so let me go ahead and share his on X real quick. If you don't follow him now, you should. And this will be our guest next week as we start to incorporate more guest speakers from MBAs to protocols to projects to artists. If you want to come in and share what you're doing, hey, just hit us up. We love talking to you guys. And also, you know, we're going to play a game show too. Mint Mary Byrne. We used to do this about a year ago on Board TV. We're going to bring it back. It's a lot of fun, a lot of freaking laughs. And so Vaughn Frunton doesn't even know what he's getting into. But again, Vaughn Frunton, that's at Vaughn Frunton, and you can check out his shop, Vongo. We will have him on next Wednesday as a guest. So again, super exciting. A lot of news. And to be honest, when we go through a lot of this, it's going to be just reading some tweets, some long form tweets, etc. But I think there's a lot to unpack. And with that, I also want to say, Kuzan, appreciate you, homie. I know you've been showing out and you're kind of new to the Board TV family, but you've been showing out every single week here for the last month or so. I just appreciate you being here. And Kuzan, there is an Otherside update. It's coming tomorrow, big dog. It's coming tomorrow, Project Dragon. There's going to be some information tomorrow, Kuzan. You bet your bottom dollar. So, Squirtle, before we dive into it, anything that's, you know, obviously you're busy, you're building every single day and Other Page and other things, but what has been kind of your biggest takeaway in the last week or so of this space? What's your sentiment? What's your feeling? Obviously, your head's down and you're building, but kind of what's your feeling on the space as a whole?
I'm enjoying the chatter on crypto Twitter around the need to like switch focus into consumer applications and not just build infrastructure. Like it's been years of building infrastructure because it was needed. Scaling wasn't there yet, but we're actually at the point where like we have a ton of L2s that are all trading. Like fees are under a cent or at a cent, and we're good. Like we can support a lot more people. So devs need to stop building more chains and build more apps that people actually want to use. So it's been cool seeing that sentiment out there. And Garga talked about it too, didn't he? Or something?
He did.
Okay.
He did.
Yeah,
We're definitely gonna jump into that as well. But
Yeah.
I think that's well said. It's like the infrastructure was obviously paramount, and now we feel pretty good about that. Let's go build some dope shit that people actually want to use and actually want to come back to like multiple times, not because they're farming necessary an airdrop. Not that that's a bad thing. Not that that's a bad thing to, you know, reward people that test out your thing. But when that's done, do they actually want to come back to it because it's a useful tool, or was it simply just to farm your token? So I agree. I'm looking forward to it. We're going to unpack a lot of Apechain, obviously, this evening as well. What's up, Frosties? It's got to be like 3 a.m. your time, but you don't sleep. I know you're a robot. You're a robot. You're safe here, Mr. Robot Frosties. Again, if you haven't checked out Otherside Wiki, you should do it right now as we're talking. I'll bring it up later in the show. One of the absolute best tools in the space to check out all kinds of information. 3 a.m. I was right. Yeah, I was right. Apparently, I'm a world clock over here. Yeah, I know. Make your stream earlier. I get it. I appreciate you being here, dude. Even if it's in your nightgown, man, I appreciate you being here. So let's go ahead and get into the first topic. This is going to be more on the lighter side, I would say. What's up, Baron? Thanks for being here, my friend. And that is some artwork that Garga had shared. This was last week, July 12th. So at the end of the week, just some early concepts for the swamp, the center Agora Island we visited in Apes Come Home. So a lot of that's just really cool. I love seeing this type of stuff. To me, you know, at the end of it, he said, I don't know if people like seeing this, but I wanted to share it. Garga, we love seeing this. Like, this is really, really cool. We like to see the artwork. We like to see this creativity behind it all. Because we love being here. We're the crazies that keep showing up every single day and consuming it. I really like this too, the Night of the Living Ape. Obviously, if you went into either Otherside trip, or even if you watched just some of the replays, you would have seen the awesome movie theater. I think there's a lot of things you can do here. Just imagine like having a premiere of a movie. Like if you had some ins, even if it was a small, budget film or whatever, and you could go into Otherside and watch it. I think that could be really cool. I also love that it's coming through with the 3D glasses. Like, I think that's really, really cool concept. Next up, a lot of this is going to look super familiar. The train waits for no one. Some of those folks, they said, this looks like a Kagami. Is this a Kagami? What does a Kagami do? We're still not sure. I think it shows dope art. And then my son, I know he really liked this. He called it like the evil train, but the little skull train at the top. Again, some different concepts with trains. You got the going into the eyeball, coming through what looks like an acid land for sure. Again, a lot of this is just really cool because, again, it's been a while. It's been a minute. But for those of us that really love the idea of what Otherside can be and will be, the imagination, if you let it roll, man, thinking about all the different land types, man. If and when I'm not gonna say if, when they nail those, it's gonna be super dope. Like, going into an acid land is gonna be so different than going into a bone deed. Like, we saw the bone deed before, we were able to explore that. And I think with Project Dragon, that's one of the things I'm looking forward to most. So Squirtle with Project Dragon, quite literally like on the horizon, very soon horizon. What's your like biggest thought, or what are you hoping for in that experiment of 12? It's 12 months too. It's not a one-off thing. There's gonna be 12 months of going into Otherside and exploring and playing different game concepts. What's your biggest hope, and maybe what you're most excited for that?
I mean, personally, I'm kind of looking forward to the data that's going to come out of that in terms of like being able to like showcase like who has been killing it with like every single month in these events.
Right.
And then also just like the fun of just going in there and shooting people. Like,
yes,
it's gonna be cool just to like see the name above the avatar and be like, oh, I know that person from Twitter, and shoot him in the head. It's gonna be great. Yeah. There's gonna be a lot of beef on the timeline, which will be great. I'm looking forward to like the concept of like people forming guilds for these every single month and creating teams and just everything that games bring. I want to shoot some people. It's gonna be great.
we want to shoot all of the people. That's what he's saying. No, I agree. I enjoy games. I used to be, I wouldn't say gamer ever, but I used to like play like Call of Duty, and I'd play it with college buddies after I'd graduated. We were working our first real jobs, and like we'd jump on and shoot the shit and play Call of Duty, and I enjoyed it. So do you think I'm looking forward to it? Hell to the yes. Even if I heard PM, apparently he is goated as hell. He's probably going to kill me like 50 times. That's fine. I'm just excited, like you said, to just, how about let's just have some fun?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, like, let's just have some fun. Doesn't have to be anything, super technical. Like there's probably going to be some mistakes. There's probably going to be some things that don't go flawlessly. Let's laugh. Let's have fun. And then, like you said, gather that data and then go to the next one. Hey, reiterate, get that feedback. It's a feedback loop that if you start getting it spinning and you have all this amazing experiences within the other side through these different worlds, we're going to be at Metropolis first. I guarantee you one of them is going to be at Akoda Land and one of them is going to be at New Tokyo. Like these things are going to happen and it's going to be a lot of fun. And I personally think a lot of the NFT stuff, it just needs to be more fun again. We got to put the fun back in NFTs and I think the rest will follow. So really, really great thoughts there, my friend.
Have you seen all the comments on like people being like NFTs were more fun, like the meme coins?
Yes,
bring back
dude,
NFT fun. It's true.
Yes, dude. Most people say that. Most people say that.
It's straight up true. Like all those times of like geeking out over like a collection that just came out or like a collection that's been out and people just kind of like being in the community and having fun. And I don't know, like it's more human.
I agree. It's
also one more thought. Oh no, sorry. Yeah.
Go ahead.
One more thought on the event. I think it'd be really cool to hopefully like have all the information on what wallets were in the first event and be able to put that out publicly, hopefully, knock on wood, maybe, who knows. And on Apechain, let projects kind of dig into that and like drop NFTs to people, drop experiences to people based off of who was there, like all that type of stuff. I think it's a lot of opportunity there with Apechain right around the corner.
I definitely agree with that, and we're gonna experience that. I think really, really quick, and it's just gonna be fun again. Fun. It goes back to fun. I think if we take ourselves too seriously, at the end of the day, it becomes not so fun. We're staring at charts, we're staring at numbers, we're staring at floors, and we're not actually having real conversations. We're not like exploring the tech because it's fun and cool and innovative. We're just hoping that the number goes up. I think it becomes way less fun very fast, and you're seeing that on the timeline. You can see that from the sentiment. You can see that during the bear. People are getting fed up, getting pissed at each other. A lot of that is just because we stopped having fun. If you think back to 2021, dude, the amount of just like fun conversations that were being had that had so little to do with price action was crazy. We were talking about big dreams and where we were going to be in 2 years and having a graveyard shift in the other side. Like these things are like, we've been talking about these and dreaming about this for a long time. And I think, again, if we get back to the fun, a lot of this other stuff gets shaken out. So let's go ahead and pull up. I think this is the comment, the long form post that you're talking about from Garga. So we're going to go ahead and unpack it first. This is him replying to, this is Apechain specific. Here, this is the first one I want to do. So advice to founder CEOs in the space, basically ignoring all these things and make sure you build. So here we go. Yuga got to a $4 billion market cap or evaluation, without Wiley or I ever attending a single conference besides the one we made up ourselves. They went undoxed, remember, helping with badge pickup, and people thought we were interns, which it basically was true. But the rub was by not being known or being part of CT, lots of FUD, whack job conspiracy theories. As soon as we hired CEOs, the conference circuit was a big focus, often at the expense of products. Sometimes we couldn't even talk to one of them for days, a week, because that's what they were up to. Now I have an hour every single day with my product leads at a time when it's literally our 10th or 11th straight hour work, and it's the most productive time of the week by far. Sorry about that. Side note, Gordo and I also never angel invested, thinking that our priorities should be only on Yuga. Thought that was pro, but in such an insular space was a big mistake at the end, in my opinion. First off, literally nobody cares. Plus, there was some good projects we passed on just because we wanted to keep our intentions as pure and razor focused as possible. Have always found that the more time I spend on something, the more I care about a thing. Really good and wise words there. When I was writing, editing 16 books a year, I spent my weekends learning bookbinding and paper engineering. Passion is a deep well, and if you spend all your time trying to chart a course for your own startup and eating shit sandwiches, then being helpful to other founders is incredibly gratifying and not a detractor at all. So, man, a lot said there. Some good knowledge there. And I think at the end of the day, we saw it too. Like we saw this happen, right? We saw when the CEOs came in and it felt like it was a lot of conversation about conferences and big conversations. And not that that's a bad thing. It's not that you should never do that. But the reality is, like, working within your team and really just putting your head down and building is the most important thing. What was your takeaway there, Mr. Squirrel?
Yeah, I mean, it lines up. Lines up with like what we're kind of seeing out of the socials and the talk on the timeline, everything like that from them as well. More involvement with like degen shit is very apparent. I don't think they would have never touched Apechain like communications before, and now you know, it's they're tweeting about it, they're involved, they're doing things on it. Yeah, I think especially in this Web3 world, you need that like that grit, that like kind of, hey, let's build it and see what the reaction is type of thing, instead of let's not build it because we think this could, you know, come back and bite us. I don't know. The asking for forgiveness mentality.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go build some shit. Keep your head down. Doesn't mean you can't poke your head out occasionally to go to a conference to have a talk. All that's fine.
Yep.
But like if that's your biggest focus, it's probably we probably lost the plot, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
So love it. Love Garga also having these long form posts. I, for one, really enjoy those things. I am also a boomer, so maybe that has something to do with it. I don't really care. So the next thing that we are going to talk about, I believe, yes. One moment here. Yes, let's get into some talk on MBA 2.0. So you might have seen there was some drama on the timeline, just a bit.
A little bit.
Some back and forth with Garga and Sassy Labs, who was in charge and helped and partnered with the MBA rollout at the beginning, and obviously the MBA, I guess we'll call it 1.0 at this point. Long story short, after many back and forths, it was very apparent that was not going to continue. And so right after that was the next day. I think we saw this, or maybe 2 days. I think it was the next day. I don't know. All the days run together for me. They posted this: introducing MBA 2.0, coming soon to Apechain. More below. First off, can we just talk about the graphics that Yuga produces? Bro.
Solid.
Chef's kiss. I love all the little Curtises looking around, building shit. I love it. You still have the Made by Apes main logo there at the top. And then you got freaking Curtis just poking around. You got Apechain right there at the bottom. And then it says a lot. And there's a lot of information here that made me giddy about the potential of MBA way more than I have been for pretty much when it started, to be quite frank. It's kind of not been what I thought it would be. And now, fingers crossed, it will be. We've been looking forward to sharing updates about MBA 2.0 for a while now. Make sure to join, and this was today, Bad Tea, Spicy, and Illa on a BAYC Council space. And that was today at 9 a.m. PST. It was a good conversation on Made by Apes. The new MBA platform will be launching on Apechain mainnet day one. Booyah. We're excited about taking this step to foster future growth, create opportunities for hundreds of MBA brands to utilize the power of this new chain, and continue to lead the development of brand building with decentralized IP. Rebuilt from the ground up, we've streamlined the UX, simplified the application process and licensing terms, and added tools for MBAs to update their profiles as desired. That's great already, because I feel like changing anything in its original state was impossible. We'll be launching the beta version of the new backend on Apechain testnet at the end of the month. The new front-end bodega will go online with the launch of the Apechain mainnet. In the meantime, we're working through all outstanding applications to make sure your MBA is ready to launch on Apechain 2. We're rolling out a series of MBA sessions in the BAYC Discord starting August 7th at 9 a.m. PST. Join us every other week for educational presentations with global experts in legal, finance, licensing, sales, distribution, marketing, and more. I'm going to pause there for a second. That part right there, that's freaking dope. That's freaking dope. This is one thing. Shout out to Illa. Illa, the producer, is one of the dopest dudes that works at Yuga. This would have been maybe in March. He had called me and just to like say, you know, how has the MBA process been for you, and just feedback basically. And I'm not saying that that's not like I made this decision, but one thing I said was like, it would be really dope to have this collection of like experts in the field for those of us, looking at myself, that are not professionals in some of these things that want to learn more. I like this type of stuff. Let's bring in the experts. Let's learn a little bit more about all of these things, financing, licensing. I guarantee you there's a lot of people in that same boat as me that needed the help to simply like take it to the next step. And so I love that part. I absolutely love it. Let's go back to the last little paragraph. With huge support from Thank Ape. Woo woo. We love Thank Ape. MBA will be showing up big at Ape Fest. The bodega will consist of 4 main components in Lisbon, a farmer's market style pop-up open to the public, and always on display for MBA products at Convento, a Web3 vending machine, love that, for MBA products. And we are working to partner with as many MBAs that expressed interest as possible to be official food and beverage vendors of Ape Fest and be paid at market rates. Boom. That feels like a mic drop. all of that information and all of that about MBA, I think this is what everyone was looking for. I really do. I think people are searching for, this is great. I love that I have a badge, and it kind of, loosely ties me and saying like, I have an ape and this is cool. But then that was kind of it. This takes it to a whole nother level. So Squirtle, any takeaways from that? Obviously, the timeline was the timeline. I'm not going to get too deep in the weeds there because I think everybody saw it. But when it comes to the information, the graphic, and them building it on their like in-house now, what is kind of your biggest takeaway there?
Yeah, a couple things. Like you just mentioned, I do like that it's now in-house. I think it's good to have that going on. I like that this is like a legit on-chain product that they are shipping. When was the last time that we had something that was on-chain come out of Yuga?
Oh man,
It's been a minute, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I love seeing that. We'll be really looking forward to seeing like the execution of it all and everything. I like that it's going to be on testnet beforehand, which means we're going to get some nice, good information on how the NFT, like the NFT metadata, what they're thinking about there. There's going to be a good amount of community feedback because of that. And the goal to launch day one when Apechain, goes live is great. I think like them putting their foot forward into Apechain day one with MBA is a nice move. It'll get people involved from MBA, get them on Apechain, everything like that. So I think it's a win.
I agree. Win. I think them diving headfirst into Apechain, which is not surprising, but to be honest, we just hadn't seen it, right? We were really just waiting on the signal to see it. Very, very straightforward, and also some little teasers of like, there's more to come. We can't show you yet. And I'll pull up a tweet, a post, I should say, that from one of the Yuga employees that I love, James. I'll pull that up in just a second. But man, I love it. I love it. I love the on-chain stuff as well. They've kind of talked about that. Garga had mentioned they want to get back to the Web3 focus. They want to get back to crypto-centric. And I think this is a massive step forward. Want to give up a huge shout out. What's up, Blockchain Ninja? What's up, my guy? So let's go ahead and dive in to Apechain. So we saw, maybe you didn't. Maybe you live under a rock. Or maybe this is the first time you ever watched anything to do with that darn crypto. But we had this post from ApeCoin with this amazing graphic of Curtis. We love it. The branding on point. We got the blue. The new Apechain website, Apechain Telegram, and Apechain Testnet, Curtis, are live. If you actually click on that, you will simply go to this. And I can tell you, I am in the Telegram. And I had to mute that MFer.
Dude, it's wild.
Holy cow. It was like a million messages a minute. But
there's some chaos in there.
There's chaos. There's mayhem. Shout out to Lord. I know you, homie. But the reality is it feels like there's just a lot of excitement too. So we love to see that. We definitely, there's more to come. And with that, we have also, this was the original tweet, 7/16, which was yesterday. Testnet is live. You can check it out now. Testnet is Curtis, of course. What else would it be? Duh. And then also we had Steven Goldfeder. He's co-founder of Off-Chain Labs and it contributes to ARB. The apes have been hard at work celebrating the launch of Curtis Testnet the only way possible. Welcome home to his board ape. And he put it as his PFP. I know it's a little thing, but I love this. I love when you see people working together, putting their brains together. And then obviously him going to buy a board ape. Dope. Love it. Welcome to the family, Steven. Apes follow apes, Steven. I followed you, waiting for that follow back, big dog. But I love to see this. I'm definitely looking forward to what ARB has cooking. Obviously, Horizon Labs, Spencer and the whole team with Apechain. There is so much happening, and my head is spinning just a bit. And then we are going to get some thoughts directly from the man, the myth, the legend, Garga, on exactly this, Apechain. Beanie had said, the problem I see with Apechain is that it's a late pivot from a poorly designed metaverse currency token. Because of this, it doesn't have the necessary reward structure to incentivize the onboarding of apps and users like we see with new chains. Most Ape is distributed already. And here we go. Garga with a nice response. Some thoughts. You can pay someone to try something. And the Blur Blast points model has obviously excelled at that. But in the end, you can't pay people to keep using a thing. Bam. Boom. Bingo. Thoughts were that Blast would be worth $8 billion because it seemed like everybody and their brother was farming it. But we're in an echo chamber of airdrop farmers, and we've been passing the buck to and fro all bear, and that ultimately got reflected in the price. The chains that will win will be the ones that make new people actually want to fucking use them, not just traders and crypto natives that hop from shiny thing to new shiny thing for the airdrop. There will be literally dozens of projects that raise tens of millions launching tokens in the next 6 to 18 months. No doubt some of them will make real money for farmers. Which of them will survive past that their points shenanigans and have good sticky dApps? Not sure the same, and not just the same DeFi strategy. I think not having a ton of tokens distribute is a positive, to be honest, not looking out at a cliff. Instead, focus on discovery, on content, on tools, on competition, and be very opinionated chain. No need to build for everyone. Find your tribe. Squirtle.
So many thoughts. So many.
Let's go.
All right. So, I mean, first off, I love the focus of, hey, we can't just keep throwing tokens at people because, I mean, you can look at Blast. Like, the only reason I'm using the Blast network right now is the Play Wolf game. And that is because there's something that I just enjoy playing. Yeah. Which is the entire point of what he's saying is like, hey, we need things that people just come back to and use. It's like on Base for me, it's Base Paint and DeFi on Base. Arbitrum for me, like it's just DeFi right now. Yeah. But there's apps on there that like I actually enjoy using, which is key. We need to build more apps that people just want to log on and use. I think the goal should be like, can we build something that you hand it to your friend who's not in crypto, and they dive in and they like using it? That should be the goalpost. It should just be that. Like every single cycle we see like 2 cycles ago, it was ETH Cash and it was Bitcoin Cash and ETH Classic. Of these new shiny chains come out, liquidity goes over there for the cycle, and then the bear market comes, liquidity dries up, it goes back to the more decentralized decentralized chain. Last cycle, it was all the ETH killers. We had Avalanche, Solana, ton of other ones that popped up and just kind of faded away, and liquidity went back into the decentralized chains at the end of the cycle. This cycle, I think we're going to see a lot of gaming chains that are going to claim to be the next greatest chain that's going to bring in 1 million gamers. It's going to be an L1. There's going to be a ton of these things because they raised a whole bunch of money last cycle. And the bear market's going to come and the liquidity is going to go right back into more decentralized chains. So I think there's going to be a lot of shiny token farming out there for these gaming L1s, when in reality, the focus should be what consumer apps are actually gaining traction and how can we uplift those and bring value to that, because that's going to be the staying power at the end of the day.
Man, your whole like, you got to show this to someone that actually doesn't spend entirely too much time in the space and have them actually want to like check it out. That's the key. Because like, of course, like us sickos, we'll go poke around at any of it. Well, sure, I'll try it out. Let me see what we got. But like, go walk to your neighbor that has never doesn't even know what crypto is, doesn't even know the word, not in their vocab. If you can show them something that they find interesting, now you're onto something. Now you actually know that it actually has some staying power. And I am looking forward to that, honestly. Like truthfully, I've said this a lot of times on Board TV. I've said it to Squirtle, obviously, in one-on-one conversations. I am here for the long-term vision. I'm here for the building. I'm here for the things that actually will be around that I actually want to use, not just because I'm, speculating or I know I'm going to get some sort of massive token drop. I just want to do it because I think it's great. I think it's a great tool. It helps me with some form or fashion. Excuse me. And it rewards me for actual use. Not like, oh God, you showed up every day and you put a period onto your, X account, you get 10,000 of this coin. That's stupid. But if I'm contributing, if I'm pushing the protocol forward, if I'm testing elements out, etc., dope. Let's freaking do it. So I'm definitely looking forward to real building like many are doing. You just don't see it on the timeline. That's a no. A quick double tap. If you are feeling extremely bearish, you're probably looking at the Twitter timeline, the X timeline entirely too much in your life. You're probably sitting in spaces a little bit too much as well, because naturally what happens is the drama and the negativity is usually the topics that bring the most ears. Humans in general, I'm talking outside of crypto too. I give my wife tons of shit all the time. She likes to watch shit TV, reality TV that I'm like, man, this is terrible. And then I sit down and watch it for 20 minutes. You know, it's like, it's just this natural thing where like we want to watch like a freaking car burn, right? And we watch these terrible relationships in reality TV. We watch these terrible relationships with NFT projects, with cryptos, with shit coins, and it gets the attention. So what I'd say, if you're feeling super shitty about whatever, go touch some grass. If you're in a snowy area, go snowboard, go for a run, go lift some weights, go play a video game, go do something fun. That's going to be one of the big things we talk about tonight. Fun. Let's make it fun. Let's do things that we actually enjoy. And if you're feeling super bearish, step away from the freaking X account. I promise you, you probably won't miss a singular thing. The next long form post, and then we'll kind of just talk about overall sentiment and what we're excited about, is the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Gordon Goner had a lengthy post today about a bit of a health update because he had been obviously not as active here over the last few months, and there's obvious reasons for that. Hey, y'all, just wanted to stop by and say sorry for being AWOL and give an update on my health. TLDR, haven't been feeling too good lately and don't like bringing those vibes here. While I figure my health shit out, I check in with Garga every week, and I'm excited for all of the crazy shit he's been working on. Proud of the whole Yuga team. Very stoked for the second half of this year. Long version. Last year, I wasn't seeing a lot of progress with my heart failure treatment. I was stuck on meds that weren't helping, was kind of just slowly deteriorating. So I changed course along with a ton of biohacker type stuff I began implementing every day. Ton of lifestyle changes and some targeted supplementation. I flew to Panama and received several rounds of this stem cell donated, umbilical cord derived. Wow. Treatments over the course of this last year. My approach was pretty experimental. My more traditional cardiologist kind of shit on the stem cell idea, but it ended up paying off massively with a catch. As it stands, my injection fraction is back to healthy range. I currently have close to 0 HF symptoms, and I'm off all that meds. It's honestly remarkable. If I had listened to my more traditional doctors when I was diagnosed, I don't know if I would have ever gotten off the meds or what shape my heart would be in. But on the other hand, I can't prove that the time itself wasn't what helped my heart to begin healing. When I was first diagnosed post-COVID, I was told I would have over 50% of dying in the next 5 years, and that eventually might lead to a heart transplant. It's nearly 2 years later, and based on my latest EV, 68% and cardiac stress test, that number is now 99% chance of living another 5 years. I don't know how long this stark improvement will last, or if I need to re-up more cells, or even to what degree the cells played a role in my recovery at all, but I'm unbelievably grateful and relieved at the outcome. The catch, while I do attribute the stem cells with helping to improve the function of my heart, all these measures have had a side effect of really ramping up my immune system. So again, if you didn't know this, he had been dealing with colitis for 20 years. Basically, it kept him away from and housebound before Yuga. And this therapy changed the course of that illness for me, allowed me to create Yuga, and gave me a life back. Unfortunately, I began reacting to this therapy with MS-like symptoms a few months after starting some stem cell therapy. So I've been forced off the meds that keep my disease in remission for years, and I've just been trying to figure it out. Haven't had a lot of success yet, and I've tried an absurd amount of things, from insanely restrictive diets to all kinds of pills and therapies. I have a large network of doctors and other type of practitioners, but without a clear-cut path to remission outside drugs that stopped working. Just trying experimental shit. Realistic next step I have from Western disease was basically getting rid of his intestine. Yeah. So that's where I'm at. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Heart is in great shape, but his intestinal stuff, not so good. Now I'm much more alive and hopeful, just in pretty frequent pain with fevers, having a lot of issues and dealing with the slow degeneration of my digestive tract. But I've dealt with that off and on for 20 years. And if I have to deal with for another 20, I will. I'm going to find a way out of this and get back to doing what I love, which is building weird shit for all my degen friends on the internet and making fun of Garga relentlessly. Wish I could be like NFT Jesus and come back with the launch of something insane that would reignite some energy into space. I certainly have ideas, but for now, that's got to be someone else. I think a lot of teams, Yuga especially, are cooking up that insane shit without me, and I'm genuinely excited for what's to come this year. Big hugs to everyone. Sorry for the wall of text. So, man, Gordon, if by chance you catch this, big prayers, big love to you, my friend, big homie. Get your health straight first and foremost, of course. Your energy, I said your energy and aura are here because of what you did, and the community is still running with that. It's true. There are so many. The community is rock solid in Bored Ape and Yuga Labs ecosystem. It really is. Doesn't mean it's perfect, but it's rock solid because of what you guys let be created in the early days and what has continued to be fostered along the line. So, don't rush back. Yeah, I fucking miss you. Hell yeah, I miss your freaking crazy ass tweets and pictures with freaking what's his name? Not I almost said Beanie. Guy that does the everydays. Holy shit, what's his name?
Mr. Beeple.
Beeple, holy cow, Beanie Beeple. When he had the picture with Beeple and they were trolling people saying that they had been creators of the freaking Goblin Town or whatever. I miss that. I fucking miss that. But we're gonna be here a long time. So being away and taking care of your health, that is absolutely the most important thing. So let's see. Other things that I've been doing and interested in, and of course I'll throw it to Squirtle as well. I have still been playing Legends of the Mara. Shout out to Faraway for continuing that journey. I enjoy the autocaster. I'll be honest. I had some mist, and I've been using that somewhat frequently. Doesn't mean all the time. I'm not gonna spend any more money on it. So whatever my mist runs out, well, then I'm gonna have to actually pay attention a little bit more. But I've actually really, honestly, I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed seeing in the Discord. If you're not in Faraway's Discord, you're absolutely missing out. If you're interested in what they're doing for heavy metal, Shatterline, and Legend of the Mara, and everything else they got cooking, because they do a lot of like alpha things and art sneak peeks and asking questions and gathering feedback. So I just want to give a massive shout out to Faraway. I just think that what they're doing, the many things that they're working on, I think it's really fun. Hey, fun. Imagine that. And so again, if you haven't checked that out, you should. And if you're not in the Discord, you must get there. The last thing that I want to talk about, and I'm going to throw it to Squirtle, is ThinkApe. We are powered by ThinkApe because we were one of the 35 that were granted to be a participant in this accelerator program. And today they announced the last 15, the well-deserved group 3. So let's go ahead and go through it because we want to give love and flower to all of these. Fuck It Production, what's good? Web3 native event, an entertainment and production company bringing the wildest events to your favorite cities. House OG, yes, sir. By the way, this is live. If you want to get some dope floaty, if you want to check out the amazing shorts, the serum green, I think, looked most fire, but they all look dope. This is live. Go check out House OG XYZ. You can buy your own, but again, congrats to Gucci for being one of these as well. 3Look, man, if you've never checked them out, they've done socialify stuff. They create memes. I've used them a number of times to create some different memes. Board Closet allows you to customize your apes with a growing library of unique backgrounds and overlays. Mutant Beer is creating premium craft beer that brings a perfect balance of flavor and quality. We got Aaron Haber and Laughing Ape is building a global comedy empire, bringing the LOLs to ape with each laugh. We got Ape Spirits premium alcoholic beverages that include Twisted Ape, premium spirits, and Ape Juice premium cocktails. Boring Yachts is an exclusive club made by apes to bring together entrepreneurs, degens, and blue chip holders to events around the most iconic places in the world. Vora is a transmedia storytelling and gaming project bringing community-owned art to the mainstream. We got Apefine collaborates with wineries and artists from around the world to create limited edition wine drops and exclusive artwork linked to the blockchain. We have Board Trading Company. Shout out NFT Hoarder. Is bringing exposure to IP brands and products through proven e-commerce channels, events, curated box with designs that captivate, excite, and engage. We got Vonga. Oh, look at that. That's our guest next week. You'll get to hear directly from Mr. Von Front to talk about Vonga as a connected apparel company that weaves together style, comfort, and exclusive benefits for the community. And you've got Board Rackets. Yo, let's go. Pickleball. Board Rackets is bringing the heat to your local pickleball courts with an Ape-branded pickleball rackets and ping pong paddles. And we got 2 more. We got Stop Motion Apes using high-end stop motion puppets built in collaboration with Stupid Buddy Studios to create unique stop motion content of bored apes interacting with Apechain and promoting NBA brands. And last but not least, shout out to the 2A8 Spirits. Bad Teeth is a handcrafting a single barrel wheat whiskey, premium farm to bottle spirit from hard red winter wheat, aged a minimum of 2 years in traditional 53-gallon American white oak barrels. Thank Ape continues to support awesome builders that have been doing things for a while and just needed a little bit of a footing. That's one thing I told them is like, man, this just feels like a nice, solid creating your foundation. You already have your foundation. We all do. but it's like creating an extra solid foundation to jump off and do some other things because that funding is on the way. Also, if you haven't checked out Ape, I talked about this last week. I talk about it every week. Go check out Thank Ape. There are so many ways to make a couple hundred Ape, from very simply like putting a little bit of time, reviewing some of these products, creating an infographic. If you want to do a video, if you want to do audio, if you want to do an unboxing of French chocolate or something else, one of these beers, etc., you can do that and get paid to do it. You can make, I think it's like 250 to 300 Ape if you do all of the optional things. So, man, that was long-winded, but I had to give that love to Thank Ape because that was the last 15 for this season 6, though there are still plenty of things to come. Squirtle, man, I know you've been busy. What things are you looking forward to as we sit here middle of July? I know we're looking forward to here August, the end of summer, if you will, but there's still a decent amount of time. What are you looking forward to here in the next 2 to 4 weeks?
2 to 4 weeks.
It's probably way too long. In this space, that's like 7 years.
I mean, we went over a lot of stuff I'm actually kind of looking forward to in the next 2 to 4 weeks. Just like with all the products that are coming out and Apechain ramping up.
With other page, you guys are working to integrate into Apechain, right? So I'm assuming, is that something that you don't have to, no alpha ask, but is that something that you're working with the test net? Is that something that you guys are working through to I don't know how that helps you. I'm an idiot when it comes to this.
No, yeah. So like we have a lot of plans for Apechain coming up. We've made it public that like we want our badges to be on Apechain, all that type of stuff. We have a couple other fun ideas in the cooker right now that we were talking through this week that I think is going to be really, really cool. And tie into some really cool projects that are very top of mind right now. But yeah, I think it's really nice to have that AIP go through and just be able to really focus on the health of like the Other Page app and doing some refactor work right now. And I was kind of looking forward to just keep on shipping some stuff. I consider us like a consumer application. Where we can like onboard people to just kind of enjoy crypto stuff. So I'm just like heads down focused on trying to deliver as good of an experience as we possibly can for that and just making it easy. So I think that's what I'm looking forward to. Just like the overall focus of consumer applications. It's on Arbitrum, it's on Base. It's kind of the big focus right now, and I'm all about it.
We love to see that. And again, if you haven't checked out Other Page, not sure what you're waiting for. Super easy to use, and a lot of fun. If you've got multiple assets, obviously I got all my gear over here. I got my doggo that's attached with my ape. I mean, the chance that it was pink fur, I mean, that's just beautiful. The badges, I love the badges. You know, Squirtle just talked about that. I really enjoy that. And it has nothing, it's not a financial thing at all. It's simply a collector's thing. You can go back and it's nostalgic when you start to collect these things. And then there's continual, not even use cases. There's continually new ones that pop out. And that, like you guys have talked about, if there's, projects or maybe groups of people that want to, create a badge, that's going to be a potential where you can, create a badge for somebody that, who knows? Like, I feel like it's almost like, your creativity is the limit. Like if you have an idea and you're like, hey, I really want to give, maybe it's for board TV. We really want to give, some sort of badge for people tuning in and sharing it or something. I think there's going to be things that you guys do that is just really fun. Again, for me, the badges is the collector in me. I've always been a collector. I talk about that a ton. I loved collecting, sports cards with my dad when I was young. I still do. I still love collecting those things. I've always loved collecting. And so like the badges to me, it's a flex. It's something to pull people together. And also it just, again, the boomer collector in me just freaking loves it. So, man, I love what you guys are doing there and excited to see, obviously, what you got going here in the very near future because I know you guys are always building. That's one thing that is for sure. And you continually pop out with new ideas and new implementations. Jesus, I got to get it together. I feel like I'm only one not getting funding. Jesus, yo. I appreciate you. You know me. I know you. Here's what I'll say. There's no promises here, but I'm telling you right now, I was talking to Squirrel before we got on this call, this amazing live stream we have going, that I had a lot of calls today. And a lot of those calls had to do with like, how can we, obviously, as Board Network, can we help support other people too? Like we're trying to figure out ways that we can support other people and allow other people to choose to support creators too. Like I think there's a lot of cool things that we're just at least spitballing and thinking about. Because again, for us, like my vision as the driver of this ship is a network is a collection of people and they're interconnected in some sort of way, but it doesn't mean that it's Phil putting a stamp of approval on all of your content. No. I don't want that at all. I want people that are doing their thing to do their thing. Go create your thing, go flex your thing, go create that content. And please allow us to hopefully soon be able to support you financially, bringing us on to different collabing with different shows, bringing people onto Board TV to talk about what they're doing. Like I said earlier, Von Frunten obviously coming on next Wednesday. There's so many ways to like try to help and try to support and maybe help with giveaways for people that are doing spaces or streams or articles. And also like if there are people that come into the space and they want to, or maybe they've been here and they just haven't created content before. If they want a platform and they really love writing articles, we got a platform for that. We have a mirror.xyz that we do articles for. It's a Web3 centric space that you can help write for us if that's something you want to do. Like there are ways to help. I hear you. I hear you, Jesus, because it can be 100% frustrating. I'll tell you, I feel like I've been here forever. I know it's not been that long, but it feels like a long time in crypto space. I started the first week of January 2021. And I've been pretty like engaged in a lot of these things for the majority of that time. There have been a lot of times over the last 3 years where I have kind of felt that way, where I have felt like I was putting in a lot of time and I wasn't really sure what was at the end of it, right? I was doing it because I loved it. I still love it. I love creating content. I love, connecting with people. I got to meet Squirtle because I was, connecting with people. I got to meet all the folks that are in the different communities that I've been a part of a lot of communities. Bored Ape's always been my day one. I've been a part of a lot of communities. I've been able to talk to people. And so like, I hear you 100%. It can be super frustrating. And just know that there are other ways and there are conversations being had on how can we help. And if we can with Board Network, we're going to freaking do it. We're going to freaking do it. And so it's not a guarantee. It's not that at all, but I'm going to freaking try. Yeah, dude. Bullish on you too. Nana, badges on Apechain. What is this little thing you put after that, bro? Am I that much of a boomer? I don't even know. Is that like a fun face or something? Man, I am showing my age apparently. But dude, badges on Apechain, everything on Apechain. The network on Apechain, let's everything. Board TV on Apechain. I'm super bullish on Apechain just because it feels like there's real energy in people wanting to do stuff and fun stuff and things that have a benefit long term, not just for a month, not just for a week, but for long term. And so for me, that's the most exciting thing. That's X's fault. I was like, I don't know what you're tweeting at me, bud. Had to be a smiley face or something. Oh yes. We love the badges on Apechain. But Squirtle, any last thoughts as we wrap it up? We've actually been talking almost an hour, and we're gonna sail away into the evening night and enjoy our quiet time. I can hear my son literally running down the hallway right now, and I'm thinking to myself, that Joker should be trying to get to bed right now.
Yeah, my daughter's been coming in and out of the room here. I've been like, no, you're not getting on the camera. I mean, market's in a good spot right now. I think like we're feeling pretty good. It's nice to see a lot of positive news going into the ETFs that are coming up. I love that we have scaling like on Ethereum. It's awesome to be able to do all this stuff on L2s and bridge back and forth really easily. The tooling's getting better. I'm just kind of feeling good about everything. Like, as you know, I'm not a 1-year outlook person. I'm more on the 10-year outlook, type of thing. And I'm just like really happy with where everything's at. Price can go up and down, but just kind of really enjoying like just how everything's going. So I'm stoked for Apechain. I'm stoked for all the stuff at Other Page. We had like a whole bunch of community tools coming out, which I think will parallel nicely with Project Dragon coming up. And just feeling good. So
feeling good. Squirtle's really taught me, because sometimes I would struggle with zooming out. He's taught me over the last 3 years, being a really good friend. hey, just zoom out, Phil. Just zoom out. Things are gonna be good. And I agree. Things are gonna be good. I feel like I've changed my perspective in a massive way over the last year and a half, 2 years. And I'm just excited. I really am. I'm excited to see what people build. And I'm also excited to build shit too. I'm gonna go fuck around and find out too. You bet your ass I'm gonna fuck around and find out with some help from my friends, of course. But I'm here to build. And man, Captain Trippy, I appreciate you coming through. Truly love what you're doing, my friend. And dude, we are ready to talk all the things Apechain. Anyone that's building on Apechain, anybody that wants to come through and talk on Board TV any Wednesday, the door is open to you to come in, talk, let people know what's happening, give updates. Like, Captain, I'm being for real. Like, when there's updates, you guys want to drop in for 5 minutes. You don't have to stay for an hour. Come in for 5-10 minutes, dog. We are there. Same wavelength. Love what people are doing. Again, at the end of the day, for me, it's about the builders. It's 100% about the people that want to pick up a shovel, that want to get dirty, get their hands dirty, fuck around and find out, and build some really, really dope shit that people actually want to do. And it's fun. Like, at the end of the day, we're going to make really, really fun things here. And I would just say, man, tomorrow, I am very much looking forward to a very probable announcement of some Project Dragon news. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about building. I'm super excited about Apechain. I'm excited to be building Board Network and Company for everybody, to be here as a sounding board, to be here to create dope content and have awesome entertainment and make people laugh and hopefully not make anyone cry. I hope not. But at the end of the day, man, it's a lot of fun to show up every single Wednesday. It's a lot of fun to talk to my friend Squirrel and all of you that are tuning in. Man, we appreciate you being here. Man, it's been a dope ass show. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check out our TikTok. There's a highlighted in our X account. If you go to the highlights, you can check out our TikTok, our Instagram, our YouTube. Hit a subscribe, hit a follow on all those things. We're creating a lot of new content. Give us a like and a retweet on the WTF that's coming out every single Tuesday. It's a new piece of short content that we're working on. The last one this past Tuesday was, what the fuck is a Bored Ape Yacht Club? Do us a massive favor. Retweet that, like it, share it. Follow us on X, follow us everywhere. Follow my guy Squirtle. This is the homie. This is the day one. This is my brother for real, a brother from a different mother. He is doing amazing things with Other Page and more. And he's doing amazing things with us here at Board Network and Company. So, man, Squirtle, I appreciate you being here, brother. Again, check him out on X. Hit him with a DM. You got a question? My guy Squirrel, he will respond because he is a kind human being. Go Sixers. That's what Squirtle has to say at the end of this show. Man, hey, Eagles, it is almost football time. It is almost football time. We're going to have to do like a live fantasy draft at some point or do some fun sports-related things because Squirtle and I are athletic fiends. And so, like, we gotta implement that on Board Network as well. 100%. So if you want to talk fantasy football, if you're out there and you want to talk fantasy football later this fall, let's freaking have a Board TV fantasy football live draft. That could be a lot of fun. But with that, I want to say thank you to Squirrel. I want to say thank you to everybody for tuning in this evening. It's so much fun to show up every single Wednesday. We've been doing this for 2 years. We're going to do it for a whole lot more than 2 years. 2 times a million. That's the plan. We are Board TV. And the last thing is, as always, stay bored. We out.
That money clip us now, the new now looks like. Whoa, upgrade her diamonds, now her girlfriends are like. Whoa, I hit record a drop, you can't ignore it. I'm transforming now these cars and planes, I'm always boarding. Just out touring down in Charlotte like I play for Hornets. When I'm performing, never boring, now you can't afford it. Champagne Perrier,